at hand, and less interruptions, the better. Members have 6 minutes in the first round. They're allowed to ask and use that time in whatever way they choose to, so I'm going to enforce that. Minister, thank you again. Mr. Barrett, you have 6 minutes. Go ahead, please.
Thanks very much, Chair. Minister, under Section 10 of the Act, you have the power to fire the chair and to fire the board. You just said in your opening statement that you'd taken all reasonable steps. I haven't heard yet that you fired anyone. Who have you fired?
I work on the basis of evidence. I'm a lawyer, and I would certainly caution members of this committee to apply due process when they're looking at allegations. That's why we have, the moment that was made aware of allegations, we had a third party to come to do a full investigation and report back to me.
Right.
And in addition to that, now there'll be a third party law firm to which whistleblower can go and report their findings.
Do you believe the whistleblowers, Minister?
Sorry?
Do you believe the whistleblowers? Your department has been briefed at length. The PCO has been briefed at length. Very simple question, yes or no. Do you believe them? Well,
listen, I believe in the evidence that I receive, and the evidence that I have so far is contained in the report for which you have a copy. That's the evidence that I have in front of me today.
Will you condemn Sustainable Development Technologies Canada for saying that the whistleblowers are lying?
I will.
You said that there should be due process. So they've already determined that what the whistleblowers are saying, in their opinion, is a lie. Do you think that that's appropriate of SDTC to say?
I think you'll have the opportunity to ask that question to the chair and to the CEO of the company.
Well,
I'll let them speak for themselves.
With all due respect, I'm asking you. You're the minister.
No, but I think the question is for the CEO and the board if they said that. What I'm saying is that me, as minister, I work under the terms and conditions of the contribution agreement, which you've seen.
Right.
I work on the basis of the law which created STDC.
Right, and that law allows you that gives you the power to both appoint the chair and members of the board, which you haven't exercised the ability to fire them. Their term is based on good behavior. I have another question.
Well, let me just say, it's for cause, Mr. Barrett. They can be terminated for cause. So
yeah, their term is for good behavior. What we've heard,
but
sir,
for cause.
is what we've heard is their term is for good behavior. They're appointed. And it's based on the minister's decision. That's you. So are you going to guarantee the whistleblowers the same level of protection offered to public servants?
Well, the law specifically, and it's not me, as you would know, you would go back into the Act. Those employees are not part of the Public Service of Canada, sir. That's not me. That's the law that Parliament adopted at the time.
I could take some time to offer you some suggestions that would include appointing a chair and appointing members of the board who would guarantee the protection of whistleblowers who've identified gross mismanagement and misconduct when we're talking about more than $100 million in funding. So will you admit today that SDTC has seen rampant corruption through conflicts of interest and funding ineligible companies and projects? You talked about the RCGT report. That's listed in there. So will you confirm that you agree with that finding?
Well, I would say I find you're making a number of assumptions. As a lawyer, I would caution you to do that. The only evidence that exists on the record today is in the Raymond Chabot Grant Thornton report. That's the only evidence that exists today. If you are in possession, no, but let me say to you, if you're in possession of further evidence, I would welcome you to deliver that to me.
Minister,
and then we can have a fact-finding exercise.
You're in possession of the same information I am. It's more than 300 pages that the whistleblowers gave to PCO and furnished your department with.
I am not in possession of that document. What I'm saying, I'm in possession.
You should. I'm asking my next question. You should turn to your officials and ask if this is willful blindness that we're seeing, because they've been furnished with the information. In fact, we have members of your department in recordings that have been released to the public saying that they've seen the information and that they don't have confidence in the board of directors. So let's be clear. I'm not here for your legal opinion. You're offering me legal advice. I don't need your legal cautions. What I want to know is the date on which you learned of the whistleblower allegations about SDTC. Just the date, sir.
March 5th.
After the government learned, after you learned of Annette Verscharen's network of conflicts of interest and involvement in funding ineligible projects, did she receive any taxpayer dollars? Yes or no?
I don't understand the question you have. What I can tell you is that on March 5th, No, but if you want me to answer, I know you have another question, but
I do have a question, and you
but
said
let
you don't
me
understand
answer-
it. How can you answer it if you don't understand it?
No,
Let me
no,
break
but
it down
I'm
for
just
you.
going back to your
Annette
question on
Verschaeren
March
is the
5th.
chair of the board. You have the power to fire her. We have heard evidence that Ms. Verschaeren is in a conflict of interest and that her company has continued to receive funding, including the Verschaeren Center receiving $1 million on September the 5th and $1.2 million on September 19th. Did you offer any comments that were supportive of the funding that the Verschaeren Center, named for the chair of the board, who serves at the minister's pleasure, did you offer positive comments about that funding, already knowing about the allegations against Ms. Verschaeren?
I see where you're trying to make inference and allegations and all that, sir. Let me make things very simple for you. I learned on March 5th, that's what at the time I was briefed by my official.
Yep, that
on March
comes
17th,
before September 5th. Yep.
Mr. Chair, if you want, I'm happy to hear the question, but if I'm not able to answer,
I was just going to say, let the minister answer
I'm a lawyer.
Mr. Barrett, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Because if you want me to answer, give me the opportunity.
Let's hear it.
So what I'm
ahead,
telling you
Minister.
is that on March 5th, this is the time I was briefed by official. On March 17, the department issued a contract to Raymond Chabot to do the investigation. On September 27, I got the findings of that. On October 3rd, that's where
I've got 10 seconds left, Minister. I would just say you heard about it on September, or you heard about it in March. Then in September, you went on to give positive praise for more funding to Ms. Verschaeren, who's at the heart of these conflict of interest allegations. You have the power to fire the chair.
that's it, Mr.
You have the
Barrett.
power to fire the board. Why haven't you fired anyone?
Mr. Chair,
No,
I would really...
Minister, that concludes this round of questioning. You went over by about 10 seconds, according to our colleagues in the Liberals. Madame Fortier, vous avez